I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. There comes a time when you look into the mirror and you realize that what you see is all that you will ever be. And then you accept it. Or you kill yourself. Or you stop looking in mirrors. "Why is it," he said, one time, at the subway entrance, "I feel I've known you so many years?" "Because I like you," she said, "and I don't want anything from you." Time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, too short for those who rejoice, but for those who love, time is not. It's possible to go on, no matter how impossible it seems, and that in time, the grief lessens. It may not go away completely, but after a while it's not so overwhelming. The only time I have a good hunch the audience is going to be there is when I make the sequel to Jurassic Park or I make another Indiana Jones movie. I know I've got a good shot at getting an audience on opening night. Everything else that is STRI. I want witchcraft so bad that I can't stand it. I have wands in my apartment. And I use them sometimes. I walk into the kitchen with my wand, and I come out with something on a platter and I say, "See? Magic happens." Works every time. Like everything which is not the involuntary result of fleeting emotion but the creation of time and will, any marriage, happy or unhappy, is infinitely more interesting than any romance, however passionate. I was wearing black clothes almost from the beginning. I feel comfortable in black. I felt like black looked good on stage, that it was attractive, so I started wearing it all the time. When you go through a hard period, when everything seems to oppose you, when you feel you cannot even bear one more minute, never give up. Because it is the time and place that the course will divert. When I was younger, I talked to the adults around me that I respected most about how they got where they were, and none of them plotted a course they could have predicted, so it seemed a waste of time to plan too long term. Since then, I've always go. You get ideas from daydreaming. You get ideas from being bored. You get ideas all the time. The only difference between writers and other people is we notice when we're doing it. If neurotic is wanting two mutually exclusive things at one and the same time, then I'm neurotic as hell. I'll be flying back and forth between one mutually exclusive thing and another for the rest of my days. While I sleep, I dream of you, and when I wake, I long to hold you in my arms. If anything, our time apart has only made me more certain that I want to spend my nights by your side, and my days with your heart. All fiction is about people, unless it's about rabbits pretending to be people. It's all essentially characters in action, which means characters moving through time and change is taking place, and that's what we call the plot. A novelist writes a novel, and people read it. But reading is a solitary act. While it may elicit a varied and personal response, the communal nature of the audience is like having 500 people read your novel and respond to it at the same time. Tonight's December 31st, something is about to burst. The clock is crouching, dark and small, like a time bomb in the hall. Hark, it's midnight, children dear. Duck. Here comes another year. Some people see things that are and ask, why? Some people dream of things that never were and ask, why not? Some people have to go to work and don't have time for all that. I can only note that the past is beautiful because one never realizes an emotion at the time. It expands later, and thus we don't have complete emotions about the present, only about the past. You build on failure. You use it as a stepping stone. Close the door on the past. You don't try to forget the mistakes, but you don't dwell on it. You don't let it have any of your energy, or any of your time, or any of your space. If you want to be rich, never give up. People tend to give up. If you have persistence, you will come out ahead of most people. More importantly, you will learn. When you do something, you might fail. But that's not because you're a failure. It's back. Every second he breathed, the smell of the grass, the cool air on his face, was so precious. To think that people had years and years, time to waste, so much time it dragged, and he was clinging to each second. Human beings want to be free, and however long they may agree to stay locked up, to stay oppressed, there will come a time when they say that's it. Suddenly they find themselves doing something that they never would have thought they would be doing. I'm always in favor of Israel responding strongly when it's threatened. At the same time, a response to a response doesn't really solve anything. It just creates a perpetual motion machine. I wanted to do another movie that could make us laugh and cry and feel good about the world. I wanted to do something else that could make us smile. This is a time when we need to smile more, and Hollywood movies are supposed to do that for people. And how did it get so late so soon? It's night before it's afternoon. December is here before it's June. My goodness, how the time has flown. How did it get so late so soon? The truly great books are always novels. Anna Karenina, The Brothers Karamazov, The Magic Mountain. Just as with Chalamet, I browse these books from time to time to remember how a great book works on us, or to teach my students at Columbia on. From the time I was 13, there was a constant struggle between MGM and me, whether or not to eat, how much to eat, what to eat. I remember this more vividly than anything else about my childhood. Have a nice day. After listening to Quotes of the Day, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment.